welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. I know you are. We're gonna be working on the 2006 Lotus Exige. So we just did those beautiful side markers and then cleaned up the headlights, which they look absolutely fantastic. What we're gonna be doing today is doing some more black and red, so just black themes throughout this car. And so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna remove the hard top. Once the hard top is on the side over there, we're gonna install some black face plates for the dash and for the climate control. Okay, there's 5. No, there's more than that. There's a bolt that goes here. It's a T40, Torx 40. One here, one here, one there. So there's 4 points. And then there's 3 that hold the little cover up. So a total of 7. And then the roof comes off and now we have access. Why do we do that? It's so much easier. We're gonna start out with the dash. It's gonna be a lot of work. And let's just go bolt by bolt. Okay, funny story. I could probably watch my old videos to get on YouTube to get rid of this with my turboed ELISE, ELISE turboed. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to this faceplate behind here. So there's gonna be a lot of things to take off. Pretty much you gotta take off the whole console here. So we're just sitting in the driver's seat. It's gonna be a lot of Phillips head. We're gonna start out with these 2 Phillips heads right here. Okay, there's a Phillips head here, and then there's another Phillips head right here on each side. Okay, we're gonna take off the first piece of plastic on top. You pull up, kind of up and then out like this. So you're gonna pull up and then out. Okay, remember there are 2 screws on the bottom of this, underneath this little cowling. There's 2 screws. I totally forgot. So there's 4 side, below, and then there's 2 longer ones right here. And then the plastic should come out. This is like the lower cowling, I guess, or column, steering column. The reason you want that out is so that you can get access to these long poles right here. This is where the dash is going to be connected. This is identical to my last video that I did of this like 5 years ago. These clips will not come out. There it is. You just think you're going to shatter this thing. It's brutal. It's so snug and fit in there. And so those 4 clips clip into here and here. But now we can see that the dash is available. We're going to do lefty-loosey to remove the dash. One of the things is the dash, I think, is connected to this longer thing down here too. Okay, this is a pain. About 45 minutes to get this. 2 clips on the back of these. Make sure you remove those before you take the main harness. This is the main harness. And then one, I'm not sure what this one does, but one of these, it'll be easy white plug-in. You just push down. This one has these like safety clips. They're like hair clips that you have to remove first. And then you can remove the dash. Now that the dash is out, I'm obviously going to clean this. And then the last thing I wanted to say is on the side, right here, when you guys are doing this, you probably do this for the AIM dashboard, to be honest, the AEM one or whatever, to install that one, which you could do a plug and play. Pretty cool too. You know, I'm probably not going to do that on this one. But that being said, you do need to remove this off the side. I did my left leg side because this little arm bracket holds it into place and it won't come out with that. And it's just 2 Phillips heads. So you can see there's a whole line of Phillips heads. I'm not going to count them all, but I'm probably like, I don't know, 14 of them in. Now that we have this out, we're going to pry off this little cover here to install the new black one. There's a plastic cover right here. To get this off, you just put the flathead right between these and then you push on them. And then this will come off. And this is just going to be like the lens cover and it'll go over that. Now, it does say Lotus ELISE and I have an Exige. Is the only one I could find. It should cover the majority of that. I might put... I don't know how I'm going to cover that up, but it should go right here on top of that. You guys can see the before and after. That's crazy good looking difference. Okay, then there's a little plastic like spacer. You're going to remove that. It's just held on by 3M. This is the part that you want to be careful with. So you're going to want to get these little needles, is what they're called, off, and make sure that they're in the same spot. So when you're putting this back on, this needle needs to not be clocked or anything. It needs to go straight up and straight on down. If you don't, it'll say like the RPM's off or the speed is off, which you do not want. That you'll get a ticket. You know, it'll be like, oh, I was only going 40. They're like, no, you're going 60. So make sure when you pull these off and you put them back on. A trick I've seen too is people use spoons, but I'm just going to use my probably flathead right here and just push on it a little bit. Okay, that's it. So once you have the needles off, and then there's these little plastic clear keepers. Make sure you don't break those. There's 2 little of them. They're sitting where the needles were. The sheet that this creates electricity. This little orange, see right here. This is all a lighting mechanism. And then here's the little LCD right there. That being said, this is the cover. It's just a silver. It's the same thing. It's literally identical to this one. It's the same thing. So we're just gonna put this one on. Pretty cool. I like it. I just wanted this because it was black and this one was affordable. These, I remember, used to be like $250 just to get one of these. I got both of these, the climate control and that, for like $120, $140. So I'm really happy. I just wanted the newer face. This reminds me of very 2000s, which a lot of people like. I just like the dark. I think I like non-digital. So analog, and then I like black faceplates. I think this looks cool. So we're gonna slide that in there, and then we're just gonna button everything back up. I'll show you what a little bit of glue you can put on too to make sure that the lids doesn't come back off. Immediately, I think that looks better. Again, it says ELISE. Now, I know that you used to get ones that said Exige. You know what's funny is I had an ELISE and I did the same mod, but it said Exige, and now I have an ELISE and that one says Exige. That guy went to the AEM dashboard on my turbo, which is like the little digital one. So we're gonna put this cover on. We'll see what it looks like with it. What are you gonna do? You know, it'll be pretty good. Usually I do a nice bead of this stuff. It's silicone. I'll show you it here. Well, I'll show you in a second. But it was dried out. I mean, it just does that. So I poked a hole in it, and then I just laid it along the side right here, and I'm just gonna put this cover on. It already had sealant on it, so we're just re-adding sealant to it. That's like $5. If you don't have sealant, and that's like weather resistant, you could probably use super glue, to be honest. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like it a lot. It looks exactly like my old one, to be honest. The dials should be on correctly, and then I did glue it. You guys can see the glue is on there. The glue is going to take a while to cure, probably 24 hours to honestly for it to set, or maybe an hour. That being said, you know, I think it's okay to put it back on. I have seen that people do scrape off all that gray, so the gray around it, the shroud, I've seen people actually just scrape that off. But I'm going to leave it on because I don't want it to say ELISE, and it says, you know, you can't even see it behind there. It looks good. And then what I do want to do is put on next is I want to put on the, so we're going to reinstall all this, and then I'm going to put on the climate control. But I mean, that's going to look a lot better. Let's just wait till it's all back together, and then we can really judge it. Okay, I'm about an hour and a half in. I did want to say I got it remounted. I reinstalled the lower little L piece with the 2 Phillips heads there. These are all Phillips heads. I put the 4 Phillips heads back on so it's mounted, and then I did clip in the rear, both the main one harness and the other little white one. The little white one, for some weird reason, would not want to clip all the way in. I think I remember the other one not wanting to clip all the way in, so I pushed it as far as it go, and then I did already start the car and test it. It does seem to idle correctly. I'm just not sure if the RPMs, the miles per hour are correct, but the RPMs are correct. And then all the lights do light up. I'll show you guys that in a second. I like the look. I think it's cooler. That being said, let's go ahead and start reconnecting. Everything's just Phillips heads, and then we'll go and move over onto the climate control. Okay, I think I did pretty good. So this took a lot longer than I thought. This is 2 hours to do this. But I do like the aftermath. I think it's cool. It's definitely more race car. From my point of view, you just see red and black. I think it looks good. We'll disalarm the car, and then we'll turn on the lights. I think I did it. I'm happy with the results. I think it looks pretty good. As you can see, it's definitely different down there below. Lights are on, highlights, high beams, everything works. Those are just little bulbs. Oh, sorry guys, did I miss all that? No, my camera wasn't looking at that. I think it looks great. I'm really happy. Definitely more manly in my opinion, and less Blink-182 from the year 2000s. I just think it looks cool. I just think it looks like a better performance. Obviously, that's why Lotus did it on the later versions. Really cool in my opinion. I like it a lot. So there we go. Let's go ahead and move on to the climate control. I did buy the GRP Greg's Racing Parts carbon fiber, which I think looks aesthetic and good. Now we're gonna match it with that black faceplate. The way that we're gonna get that out, there's gonna be a couple of Phillips heads down underneath here. Okay, once the 2 Phillips heads are removed underneath, you're gonna have the ability to see the Phillips heads on the back side of this that's holding in the little carbon fiber, so we'll go ahead and lefty-loosey on those. There are 4 small Phillips heads that hold in the carbon fiber overlay, or carbon fiber just mount, climate control. And then now you have this little faceplate here. It's a nice piece, it's heavy. So what you're gonna wanna do is remove those knobs, and I think there's an Allen key. We're gonna see if I can get those knobs off. You will wanna put them in the same position that you left them. So I did all the way cold, all the way off, and then all the way at your face. And so we don't wanna have that messed up. Okay, that was definitely not my favorite. So it's a 2-sized Allen key to remove that. Pretty difficult, to be honest. There's 3 of them. They just did not want to come off. Why? I'm not sure. Maybe they had just been on there for a long time, but you really got to pry on those to have them slide off. It's a tight fit. But they're only held on there by this tiny little keeper inside there. And it's a 2-sized Allen key. You're going to need a 2. And then that should be able to come off. What I've seen too is with this is the faceplate that we're going to be installing here. It's going to look cool. What I've seen is that they do remove the silver one. So we're going to slip that silver one off. I don't know why I thought this would be an easy, fun project. This is a lot of work. This is miserable. I was able to get the 2. One was climate control, or no, one's AC, and then one is the recycle back in. They are a 14mm washer nut on the back, and then you have to use a tiny little flathead to pop off these clips. That'll allow the back to come off. Now, it does look like I'm able to just peel this off, so we'll start that process and then set the other one on. But I did notice a couple interesting things is that the way that those holes are cut, they're not exact. So I might have to take that front nut off. They just seem smaller on that. I think I'm going to take that front nut off on them. Again, there's some more of that orange lighting behind here. I peeled that off. Now, there is still some silver. I'm going to leave it like this. I think that's good enough that enough light can come through. So I just put my fingernail up around that corner and popped it off. And then we're going to take those 14mm off and then slide the new cover on. Okay, 3 14mm washer keepers are off. Now we're going to slide that fascia on. This is a level like 3 difficulty. You're going to need some tools and some finagling, and just follow these steps and you can do this. This is a royal pain, but I did get it on there, and it does look really good. I mean, look, compare that. That looks insane. I'm so glad I did it. So you're gonna have to retighten those 14mm once you get the faceplate on there, and then we're gonna put the aircon and the air conditioning and the recycle one back on. Those are 14mm. You just slide them, the little button in right here. You slide it in from the front, and then you just slide the 14mm back on the back. Okay, I've done like 500 interior mods. That was a pain. We got it back in, redid all the steps, put the buttons back on with the 2mm torque, or 2mm hex. Righty-tighty on that, put that back in, plugged everything back in, and then what you want to do is turn on the lights and then make sure it works, which it does. And then that looks really cool. That looks so much better. Sorry about the buzzing noise. We can do is turn the key on. And then you will, I guess because my door's open. Why is it buzzing? Well, let's put this. Okay, the car's on. That looks so good though. I mean, that looks way better. This is an S2. We're probably gonna do the radio next. I'm not a radio kind of guy. I never have been, but I love the more modern black faceplate, more masculine, and then obviously the dash looks good. The brake looks different. It's a different light, like the little sign is different. But yeah, it looks good. The only thing that could go wrong, there's the high beams, turn signal, is if I didn't put the speedometer correctly. So we'll look at that. But it looks like my Lotus Exige that I sold, or ELISE, sorry, this is Exige. I like it a lot. It looks pretty cool. Honestly, it looks really good down here too. That looks really good. I'm happy. A lot of work though. Okay, the Exige is started. I love it, dude. I love it. I love it. I like it. It looks more masculine. I totally forgot. I just did the smoke side markers. Those look awesome. Those look good. The headlights look brand new. I did good with those. I did the bulbs too. All right, let's go drive the car around a little bit. That's some mods though. I think you should do that. I think that's worth the effort. It was a pain, but I think it's worth the effort. I think all of these look cool. I think it all looks good. Okay, I'm driving up out of my neighborhood and it is awesome. I love it. I think it looks so good. It is so good. I like it. I think it's more me. Let's just do it without the lights on. Yeah, there we go. That looks good too. I love it. It looks good. And then the speedometer is right too. So I put them just back where they were. Make sure you don't, you know, not realign, because it won't calibrate. It won't be right where the needle is. So that's one of the things that you need to be really careful on. Obviously the climate control looks fantastic. Lights on, lights off. I love it. I'm really happy with the outcome, to be honest. I think this looks great. Okay, we finished, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I mean, that looks awesome. Totally different, I love it. Clean, aesthetic, still has the analog dials, everything works on it, the miles per hour is correct. Looks good, I love it. I've touched every inch of this car pretty much. Now it's just time to probably put a supercharger on it. So I'm either gonna put a supercharger on this car. What do I do? Yeah, let me get some light on my face, guys. Where's the lighting right here? Yeah, I'll probably get a supercharger for this car. I think that's probably what I'll do next, instead of just leaving it naturally aspirated. I mean, that's the best thing. The supercharged EVORA is awesome. The next video is for the JB4 tune. It absolutely rips, I'm telling you guys. And it'll probably make like 420 wheel horsepower, 500-ish crank, or maybe like 418 wheel horsepower, which I love any of those numbers. It absolutely rips. So why not put a supercharger on this car? I probably would need to do a new clutch on the Exige though, so I'm not sure, but look how perfect this car is right now. I absolutely love the car. I'm so happy with it. It's just really enjoyable. The black, the red, the side marker turned out good. The headlights turned out good. So yeah, make sure to like, subscribe for some more Lotus content. I'll probably get another CELICA and we'll probably road trip this car all the way to Florida. I don't know if I can do it, to be honest. I don't know if I can sit in this chair. I just don't know if I can do it. It's pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal. Like, subscribe, swingbymidshore.com. I don't remember where I got these. Secondhand Facebook Marketplace is where you can get these. They used to be called like Fab Speed or something like that, or Fabrication Speed or something. I don't know what they're called, but these were not them. So good luck finding these. Just scour the internet. Like, subscribe, swing by my website, midshore.com, and I'll see you on the next video.